Thumbs up to you. Bring it on back to the show. Hit the thumbs up. Welcome on back. Your show. I'm just the host. This is your boxing rehab, the Double RT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing. You junkies, come on in. We're having a nice uh, group strength gathering chat here about some light heavyweights. Of course, if you notice on the show, we're doing light heavyweight talk. That's one thing we're going to do here on the show. Talk about that division for a while, then another division. It's the Ready Talk Boxing Show. That's one thing we have over everyone else on the platforms, every shows. We can talk a lot. I just don't have a lot of time. I be a working man. It's a nice little hobby though. Talk this boxing. Now, champion versus champion to become the champion. Now, the reason I say that is, you know, Joe Smith, the NABO, WBO champion, Alvarez, the Intercontinental champion, of course, both WBO. And on this show, Mr.A loves trinket belts. I love them. I love them. Got a closet collection of trinket belts. And I think it's great. Trinket belts, it builds up people. You get to know who they are. And if anything, you're watching the show, my favorite belt of all, besides the IBO, is the Intercontinental. I love that belt. It's like the second highest thing, basically, besides all the fake ass gold belts and the diamond belts and the franchise. To me, the one I really look like, oh shit, that dude's a legitimate test is the Intercontinental. That means you're one step away from actual doing the damn thing. So let's get into it. 25-3 with 20 knockouts. One knocked out himself. Joe Smith got knocked out in 2010 with 71 knockout ratio against a 50% Alvarez, who himself, is 6 foot himself with 25-1 and 13 knockouts. I mean, we know he lost to Kovalev. Now with the knockouts, can you say it's competition wise? Is it is it built up through their opponents? Not really, not really. He knocked out Kovalev, knocked out Boutte. He knocked out Bernard Hopkins, knocked out Fonfara. So they each got knockouts over some names. You could say what state they were in their careers. Where was Boutte in? Where was Kovalev in? Where was Bernard in? What was Fonfara? Who knows? But they got the shit done. Was Alvarez supposed to beat Boutte? I don't know. Was he supposed to beat Kovalev? Probably not. You know. But was he supposed to beat Kovalev in the rematch? I think so. I think we all thought he was going to win that rematch, and he got fucking dominated. So did he win his biggest fight, or did he lose his biggest fight? Um, then you got Joe Smith. He did the same thing. He won a bunch of fights he wasn't supposed to win. Fonfara, Hopkins, Hart. You know, I don't think anyone expected him to win Bevel. He showed Hart. Um, I think everyone gave him just a 50-50 chance flip against Sullivan Barrera, maybe even a 55-45 Barrera, 60-40, but gave him a good chance. And then, of course, against Melvin Russell, he did what he was going to do. He knocked his ass out. So Joe Smith, Alvarez is just a 50-50. We always say skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills. Both 6 foot, 30 years old, 36 years old. Can Alvarez put Joe Smith on the back foot? Now, if you... Well, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. But from the fights I seen Smith in, and based on the history of I've been watching boxing, I'm not an old fucking historian. I really got serious into boxing. Probably, what fight got me serious into boxing? I would probably say, I don't know. I've been watching boxing seriously. I created the show 2 years ago. and I say, what got me seriously into boxing was probably Lara Williams, and that's when my favorite fighter became Aries 90 Lara. So around that time, from the fighters who go balls out and go forward, like Joe Smith, if you could put those motherfuckers on the back foot, they're like a complete 360 of themselves for the most time. Once in a while, not once in a while, but you'll find that like, oh shit, the dude could fight on his back foot. You know, a nice little instance was when Josh Greer Jr. just recently was getting beat up by Mike Polanyi. And outside, he got inside in the late rounds, pushed Mike back, and the fight looked completely different. I believe if Alvarez could use his skills to move around the ring, create angles, and put Joe Smith on the back foot, or even just make Joe Smith keep resetting his feet like Bivol, you're going to get a Bivol performance. You're going to dominate him. You might get cracked here and there. You're going to be under heavy pressure. Well, if you put him on the back foot, it's going to be easy. But most likely, he's going to come forward and he's got to move and make Joe Smith set his feet. Pick him apart, body shot, head shot, and he's going to get a Bivol victory. But does Alvarez have that in him to do it for 12 rounds? Will he stay in the wheel? Because I think Joe Smith can knock Alvarez out if he can catch him. He's going to do that crab walk, that kind of 3/4 turn crab walk in, behind the jab, crouching down, jabbing in. He's going to come with some heavy ass rights. Maybe if he does a little more body attack, that'll help him contain Alvarez. I just don't know if Joe Smith gonna be able to get past Alvarez's jab, because he's gonna be moving and jabbing, I think, and I think he's gonna move and jab to a decision. Because if he could catch Kovalev, he sure in hell could catch Joe Smith with a nice right across. And he stayed in the wheelhouse and he took the jabs from Kovalev. Oh, this is a tough part right here on the WRT Boxing Show. If you watch the show, you know a lot of people's been saying it. Hey, whatever Mr.A picks, I'm going to pick the opposite and make money or just get a victory. I don't know who the hell I want. Like I said, as a fan, I want Joe Smith to win. And as a fan, I want to see Joe Smith knock the shit out of Umar Salamov in the final. As a fan, that's what I want to see. But can Joe Smith beat Alvarez? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say unfortunately I'm gonna watch this a little bit disappointed. I'm gonna say Alvarez. Although I want him to get knocked the fuck out, I want Joe Smith to knock him out. I think Alvarez is gonna catch him with enough jabs and get the points. I hope not though. I hope Joe Smith knocks his ass out. But I'm going with Alvarez on points. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support. Who do you guys got?